All right, what's up, guys? Von Joseph here. You know what time it is? I don't know what time it is. Oh, yeah, that's what time it is. Time to charge my watch. Time for Who News. We are back. It is April 1st, April Fool's Day. That means it's my day. Normally, I would be gagging like crazy people. Gagging. That sounded bad. Playing pranks on people for the holiday of April Fools. I should check the origin of this holiday. Where did it even come from? And so on. But we are here today to discuss, or at least bring a little news to you that you might even have thought, who knew that that was news? So, what should we talk about? Well, first of all, follow us on the new Instagram. We had to close down all the old social media accounts. Instagram V3TV UK is the Instagram now, not just V3TV, sadly. Yeah, it was a lot of bot traffic at that old account. It doesn't matter, it's gone. So it's V3TV UK. Follow us there. That's also the website, v3tv.uk, not .co.uk, but .uk. And follow us on Facebook. We have a V3TV page there as well, so you can see videos there. If you don't want to go to the website, I know some people are really into their Facebooking and so on. You can check us out there. Twitter, V3TV Network. Cash App, # V3TV UK. That's what's up. The Global Warning podcast is going to be making a comeback in about 2 hours, actually. And so hopefully you're prepared for that. Maybe we'll live stream today's show. It won't really be ready for live stream. Maybe next week. But we got Jirai Rai back and some changes, so we'll check that out. Anyway, let's get on with it because we've only got about a half an hour to spend with you on this fine Thursday morning here in the United Kingdom. Man, the weather has really changed. We had 75 degrees the last 2 days. I had the top down. You can see I got a little tan. Now I'm reading that we might get snow next week. It's like living in Michigan all over again. How exciting. What are we going to discuss? As always, we just scroll through the feeds. I never have anything prepped for this show. Twitter introduces emoji reactions for tweets. Not going to talk about that. You can check that out on your own time if you want. Sir Elton John collaborates with Metallica and Miley Cyrus. I'm skipping that one. Here's interesting. Visa allows cryptocurrency as payment option for credit card bills. Now, I was scrolling through this feed earlier and I saw PayPal is offering users the option to check out with crypto as well. That's interesting to me because crypto is trying to be downplayed by the Federal Reserve as like a non-competitive form of currency long term. It's going to be a fad they seem to want to promote, and I think even the head of the Fed said something to the effect of it's nothing. It's not substantiated in anything. It's basically like gold. Well, that's perfect. That's what you want, right? I mean, that was one of the dumbest things I've heard come from somebody that works in finance. Even I know that, and I know nothing about that kind of stuff. You want gold. You want tangible gold. So if you are buying gold, side note, make sure you get gold that is tangible, not paper gold. Don't get, these don't get anything that's not actual gold. If you can't look at it and say that's gold, don't buy it, because you never know where those companies are going to be down the line. So I even think I remember reading that Tesla was going to make it available that you can buy their cars with cryptocurrency. So PayPal's introduced this new feature where you can settle your payments with crypto. You can use Bitcoin, Bitcoin Cash, Ethereum, and Litecoin. On the list of major corporations also accepting the use of cryptocurrencies for transactions is credit card giant Visa and Tesla. There it is right there. So that's really cool. I mean, I still don't 100% understand the crypto. I mean, where does it all come from? I don't, it's, to me, again, being an outsider that knows nothing, it's like saying, I've got, Sponge coin or whatever. I don't know, crypto sponge, and and I'm just inventing something, and I don't understand where it all comes from. I need somebody that can come on and just explain all of this stuff to me, because it's obviously the way forward. You need to know these types of things, don't you? So, allergy day. Sorry, excuse me. Gross. Should we go into this? I'm not doing the Elton John. I'm not doing it. Check out your cryptocurrencies. If you have any of that stuff, I mean, hold on to it. Century Hidden Van Gogh. I used to date this girl from Holland. She was Dutch, obviously. And Americans, we say Van Gogh, right? And it's not Van Gogh, it's Van Gogh, I believe. But anyway, a painting sold for $15 million that had been hidden for over 100 years, apparently. Nobody even knew, but it surfaced recently, and it sold for over 15 million during an auction in Paris last week. It was kept hidden by an unnamed French family for over a century, and it was made in Paris in 1887. I don't understand why you would keep that hidden. 16.5 million was offered for this painting at Sotheby's, leading the financial finally bid reaching over 15 million. That's a lot of money for a painting. Art is the way to collect, man. If you've got that kind of if you've got something that's worth something, hold on to it. Why are my allergies going crazy? Oh, it's not even dusty up here. I'm even not in the studio. I'm in the top floor of the house to try and mitigate this dust nightmare. Anyway, where are we? Gold smugglers used wigs to hide loot. Okay, we got to click on that one. So what's being claimed? Smugglers are now hiding gold paste and currency in packets placed under fake hair. What the hell is gold paste? I just told these people not to take anything that's not tangible, solid gold and on paper, and now they've got gold paste. Arrests have recently been made in the Chennai International Airport. The arrested smugglers either came from Dubai or some other country I can't pronounce. So through the years, apparently smugglers have devised ingenious ways to bring in gold to destinations where they can sell it, obviously, for a higher price. That's what you always want to do. Buy low, sell high, basic stock market knowledge. Security officials have found gold in secret pockets of luggage and clothes. Some smugglers, obviously, are now... You should see these pictures. I'm gonna have to put these in post because this is hilarious. This guy's oh my god, sorry. This guy has a like a monk. I think they shaved his head. They shaved this guy's head, and you know how monks have like the hair that I would have if I let it grow in, bald on top. But this guy's got proper hair, like curly, long black hair, and they shaved the top out, and he's got the I just have to put this up. So they've concealed this gold paste packets. Oh my God, this is terrible. Under their wigs, there was like something like nearly 700 grams of gold. That's a lot. It seems like that would be heavy. It seems like you'd be walking around the airport like a newborn baby that doesn't quite have control of his neck muscles yet, and he's just like you have to hold its head. So this 42-year-old man apparently made his rectum a hiding place for 3 bundles of gold paste as he came from Dubai. This is not the first time that airport customs officials seized money and gold from southern India, Chennai International Airport. I'm probably saying it wrong. In a previous incident, 3 men were also arrested at the same airport for the exact same modus operandi, concealing gold under their toupees. So last March, a total of about $300 or nearly $400,000 worth of gold and foreign currency were also seized at this airport. That's a bit, I don't understand that, that's a bit crazy. I don't understand why we're unable to actually move things around. I remember I was reading a story about the minister Louis Farrakhan. He's a Muslim, the Nation of Islam. He was given like millions of dollars by, I'm not going to be able to find it quick enough. He was given millions by some African nation, I believe, some leader of an African nation. But the United States would not let him bring the money in. He was from Gaddafi. He got $8 million from Muammar Gaddafi, and it was supposed to be a gift. But the Clinton administration said, no haps. You won't be allowed to accept this. They want, and then shortly thereafter, Gaddafi was killed, wasn't he? And so Gaddafi, and this goes back to gold. So this is actually a nice little tie-in, actually, as I think about it. So my understanding of the situation that took place behind Muammar Gaddafi being assassinated was that he was trying to remove the US dollar as the world reserve currency, right? He wanted to use these things called gold dinars. And this was a big deal because Gaddafi was building schools and doing things in Africa, and they loved him there. They loved him there because he was, he's this guy, he's just over there trying to do his thing. But we know how the media will slant things into the narrative that they want it. They were going to tell the story the way they want to tell it, much like documentary films. Documentary films are riddled with information that can be valuable and useful, but always it's slanted to suit their narrative. So you could always have two documentaries about the same topic, two separate sides of the argument. Both films would probably make you go, oh yeah, that makes sense, right? Because they're only going to show you what they want you to see, that stuff that supports their narrative. Anyway, so Gaddafi was saying, enough with American dollar. We want to trade oil in these gold dinars and not use US dollars as the world reserve currency to trade oil. That's a big problem for the United States, right? Massive problem. And they couldn't have that. So they went in there and they got him up out of there, and they killed the guy. And they said, well, he's a terrorist, he's a bad person. And I don't know what the guy did or didn't do. I don't know. I don't live in Saudi Arabia? I'm going to say something stupid already, and it's not even noon. He was a head of state, Libya. But that would have been a problem. Obviously, we get most of our oil from the Middle East. Apparently, that was heroin. I was saying that we used to get it from Pakistan or Afghanistan or something like that. They went over to war over there and they were guarding poppy fields. So the U.S. government. Anyway, another side note, not talking conspiracies today, but so they had to get him up out of there, and they wouldn't let him bring this gold over. But back to my original point, these allergies are making my brain struggle. Is I don't understand why we're not allowed to move currencies and move things around. I don't understand. Like I went to Ukraine last month. Maybe it was the beginning of this month, irrelevant. And they asked me, how much money are you bringing into the country? And I'm like, I've got like 30 euros, right? I don't have any money with me because one, I don't need it because you get the money when you get there from production. So they don't want you bringing large sums. I don't know enough about that, but people are smuggling gold. So it's to the point where you have to sneak this stuff in and out of the country. What was important? What's important to me about gold, and very few people were talking about this, and it's moved on now. But remember back in the late 90s, somewhere around there, around the late 90s is when it started, when people were saying, sell us your gold, sell it cash for gold, send in your scrap gold. And they'd even send you a little envelope to mail the stuff back to them. And these companies knew, well, you're not wearing your gold chains anymore. Mr. T's not in fashion anymore, or you got some old jewelry. We'll melt it down and we'll give you, I don't know, 50 cents on the dollar or whatever they were giving you. The thing is we know now that the dollar is tanking. They're trying to get rid of it still, and they're really trying to get rid of it now. Like it's a big thing. I was watching a financial program the other day, they're trying to get rid of it again. There's going to be another war soon surrounding this. I can almost tell you, especially with China coming up as the new world financial superpower. There's going to be some drama kicking off very soon. Russia's aligning themselves with China. It's good to live in the middle of nowhere. So the thing is, gold is valuable, right? And people are going to start asking you again to sell us your gold, sell us your gold. It's so valuable now. People aren't really selling it now. They know better. They're not selling it. That whole gold, cash for gold program died out maybe about, I don't see it at all in England. In the States, maybe it still goes on, but people know gold, this stuff is worth something. You can't have it. And people were just selling it because they were going to get a price on it. It's been in your jewelry box. Makes sense. Anyway, moving on. Let's talk about something else. Spotify acquires Locker Room Sports Live audio app. Don't care. YouTube tests design that hides number of dislikes. This is something that we could talk about on the Global Warning podcast, because this is kind of a big deal from a psychological standpoint, because younger people even older guys like myself, we don't understand social media. We've never experienced it, and so we're living it live. We're testing it out in real time, right? We don't know what kind of psychological damage it does to someone to not get a certain number of likes, to not let their video go viral. I know what it's like to not go viral. But what kind of effects is this having on the psyche of people? And I can tell you from my standpoint, sometimes when I make a video that is so, in my opinion, important or good, and it doesn't hit, it sucks. This is another reason why I had to restart all the social media, because we had been shadow banned. I feel like there was a lot of times where stuff should have been hitting. We had people on that were big players. Why is this not getting more views than a couple hundred when we've got thousands of followers, right? That doesn't make any sense. So anyway, I will hit on that one at another time. Volkswagen is not changing the name to Volkswagen, like Johnny Voltic, like volts of electricity, which would have kind of been cool because they're making electric cars. That is really something that we should be discussing, is electric cars. And what is that? I'm sorry, I'm getting notifications that are freaking me out. High school invented department store. Because we've got all these cars and these things that are these autonomous vehicles now that are not going to be. I saw something about security drones or dogs or something. We're heading down a path where we need to be very, very careful. We've got all of this tech. I am surrounded by so much technology. I could probably, if I had the brains for it, do some serious damage with the stuff that I've got. So, I mean, just right where I'm sat, and just happens to be the amount of junk that I've amassed at this particular desk, because I've not been in the studio downstairs, is I've got multiple computers in front of me. I've got, iPads, 2 phones, I've got stuff. And they sent people to the moon in 1969, apparently, with the technology that was in a wristwatch at that time. So if they could send someone to the moon with the technology that was in a watch 52 whatever years ago, just imagine what you could do with all this stuff that's here now. Or maybe not. Just imagine how much more advanced technology has gotten to where the stuff that I've got is useless to do something like that. It's amazing. I saw this click farm. Where did I see that? I really wanted to go in on that. And there was this illegal click farms. There were multiple ones where they set up, these companies would rent the space or whatever, maybe they own it, I don't know, and they would have thousands of phones or thousands of iPads set up where they're doing clicks, and they're boosting views, boosting likes, boosting, you know, advertisers think they're getting actual views and interaction, engagement with their content that they're paying to put on podcasts or wherever, and it's really fake. It's coming from some company that's got, I saw one where they had like 30,000 SIM cards that they were swapping in and out of all these different phones and liking and viewing and all this stuff. It is crazy how technology is gone, and I'm really concerned with what we've got coming down the pipeline. We need to be very careful about that. Anyway, moving on. Japanese man climbs down high rise to steal Pokemon cards. Pokemon has to be one of the best investments ever. Pokemon has been around for a minute. They had these gold cards, and see, this one says an eBay auction. Anyway, let's stick to the format. What's being claimed? Kensuke Nakanishi is 28 years old. He used only a rope to help him scale about 170 feet down a building to pilfer a trading card store. Wow. So Nakanishi stole around 1 million yen's worth of both Pokemon and Yu-Gi-Oh cards, as well as cash to try to pay off personal debt. Ouch. So some Pokemon cards have recently skyrocketed in popularity and have fetched as much as $369,000 on eBay auctions. Can you imagine? Like, and I know how eBay works, and if you got a card sold for 300, that's nearly $500,000. eBay made $37,000 on that transaction. That's crazy. Not to mention PayPal, who probably facilitated the currency exchange. This is when crypto is going to be good, because then you need to get rid of PayPal. PayPal is foul. I probably shouldn't be saying that, but I've had nothing but bad experiences when it comes to big ticket items with PayPal. So I tend to stay away. So how far would you go to get your hands on Pokemon cards? So this guy obviously climbed down a 6-story building in the Tokyo high-rise with a rope around his waist. No harness or other climbing gear, and then breaks into this store. And this was just on March 23rd. He's an IT worker as well. He told them that when he was arrested that he was part of his high school's rock climbing club, so heights didn't scare him. And he smashed the window to access the store, and he made off with a total of 80 cards worth about $10,000, and made off with about $2,500 in cash. This was, again, to pay off personal debts. So it's pretty scary that people would go to these lengths. So Charizard, that's the one right there. The rare Pokemon cards have been fetching jaw-dropping sums as much as $369,000 between late 2020 and early 2021. This includes 3 first edition Charizard cards. Now, I was watching BruceStew.com. I never even heard of BruceStew until the other day. It was on my TV. And I never heard of Charizard cards. And he was talking about these gold holographic Charizard cards. So I looked it up on eBay. Wow. One of these is fetched for over $200,000, and it was purchased by rapper Logic. $200,000 for a card that does nothing. It's just a collectible. I get that from a collector standpoint. I get it. I collected comic books for a while back in the 90s, and values go up and down and so on. And now I'm sat with a stack of old comic books that are pretty much worth nowhere near what I paid for them or was hoping to get from them. So that's interesting. Let's hit one more story. And right, those are old stories, but it looks good. Cosmetic surgeons halt Brazilian butt lifts in the UK after death. Okay, I get that. Canadian nurse fakes symptoms and French accent to qualify for coronavirus testing. Oh boy. Hundreds of birds mysteriously die after flying into Chinese apartment. Not touching any of those. So let's hit one more story. Give me something good. Guys, don't forget to hit the like button if you're listening and if you like it. If you don't like it, then don't. Is there a thumbs down on YouTube? There is. Yeah, don't thumbs down it then. I mean, I don't know. Keep it real with me. Tell me why you don't like it, and I'll try to make it better for you. So, Avengers movie. Kylie Jenner speaks out about makeup artist GoFundMe. Who cares? Woman who claims she's Pete Davidson's wife arrested inside his home. Ooh, that's creepy. That's kind of recent too. Cardi B and Candace Owens' Twitter feud led to legal threats. Ooh, that's almost interesting. Are we like in the entertainment segment or something? We are. That's what's going on. I'm kind of interested in this Pete Davidson story. See what's on the next page. Demi Lovato's documentary reveals she was raped as a teen, molested by her drug dealer. Oh my God. Oh, time for a antihistamine. Jennifer Lopez and Alex Rodriguez stood together despite calling off engagement. Who cares? Is Meghan Markle aspiring to be first American woman president? Oh, yes, there it is. Clickbait taken. Here we go. So I want to talk about this to an extent on Global Warning podcast, but more about the Sharon Osbourne incident on the talk and how she left. So what's being claimed? A senior labor figure claimed that Meghan Markle is using the Oprah Winfrey interview commotion as a bid for a presidential run. The source added that I don't even know what that word is. Blairite? I don't know what that means. Blairites? It's a supporter of the former British Prime Minister, Tony Blair. Oh, Blairite and his policies. Okay, that's not even a word, is it? So the Blairite Internationalist and Democratic Party networks are buzzing. They're like bees. They're buzzing with talk about Meghan's political ambitions and potential backers. A representative of the Duchess declined to comment on the rumors. Well, let's take a little quick deep dive on this one before we move you guys onto your regularly scheduled lives. What would happen if Meghan Markle ran for president? Right. Let's just break this down from my small brain analytics. That would make Prince Harry, he's still a prince, right? That would make Prince Harry the first lady of the United States. So a prince from another country is now the first lady or the first man of the United States. We've already elected a reality TV star as president, and we've had a actor as a president with Ronald Reagan. So now we want to have another actress as they don't even live in the US. Don't they live in Canada or something like that? They're going to have to move again. They got to move again. And would we elect her in this climate right now today? Absolutely not. She's far too young, for one. She has absolutely zero political experience. Neither did Trump, but Trump ran businesses, so he had that going for him. And he's a bit nutty, so he could rile people up. He was good like that, so people were like, yeah, we're voting for that guy because he's talking my language. So Meghan Markle is nobody. She wasn't even a big actress. I didn't even know she was an actress, and I'm an actor. And I mean, you don't know I'm an actor either, because here's case in point. So would you vote for me? Probably not. But this whole royalty in America, we have a mild fascination with it. And I didn't really understand it until Princess Diana died. It was in the 90s, and I was working in a furnishing store doing interior design in Michigan. What's up, Hillside? That no longer exists. But it's an interesting situation, because I don't think that there's such a big love for the monarchy here as it is in the States. But I think just because we're brought up with stories from Disney and Cinderella and princesses and Snow White and all that stuff, so you know, that whole queens and princesses and prince and knights and all that stuff, it seems like stuff from fairy tales and movies and books. And to have this person in our midst might be intriguing to some people. Will they vote for that person? Hey, I don't know. Would I vote for that person? Depends on what they stood on. I don't care who they are or their background, in this instance anyway. So we'll see. We'll have to see what happens. I don't think she could handle it. I mean, I don't know. She should stick to being a mama. Isn't she pregnant again? When is she going to run? So Joe Biden and Kamala Harris just got elected in this year. It's 2021. The soonest that she could run, ooh, I just thought of something crazy. This will be interesting. You guys can write this one down, because when it happens, you'll be like, that guy on that crazy ass podcast said this about 4 years ago. So my theory on Joe Biden, and then we'll end the show on this, is Joe Biden. I'm not a hater of anybody. I don't really care. I didn't like Trump, but I don't care. You know, it's like I can't control that, so I can't let it get to me. Joe Biden is an older guy. He's elderly. And when he's an elder, we'll just say that. He's elderly always makes me feel like it's the old man that's got Parkinson's and waving his cane at somebody. But Joe Biden's falling up the stairs. Remember, we used to always make that joke, "Are you so clumsy you fell up the stairs?" That was Joe Biden did that on Air Force One in front of the whole world, right? So I said a few months ago, I go, Joe Biden, I don't even think he's going to make it to the end of his 4 years. And I'm not saying he's going to die or anything like that, but I think that he is at a point in his life where give it 2 years, it's going to be too much. He's in the lead now. I remember when President Obama was still running and he tapped Joe Biden on the shoulder to be vice president. Joe said something to the effect of, you know, what do you want me to be, like Secretary of State, or should I be vice president? It was like he was at McDonald's and he was like, let me get up, like trying to make a decision on lunch. It's like, oh man, did he just really say that? So I don't think he's going to make it. Now, he comes out of office. We have like a Gerald Ford situation, even without the impeachment. But then that means Kamala Harris becomes president of the United States. And then she'll run again in 2024, isn't it? Or something like that. So she'll run again. Now you've got half Indian, half black vice president, then president, running for president re-election. I'm so sorry for these nasty allergy noises. I don't know why it's so rough today. Who's going to be her running mate? Would she tap Meghan Markle on the shoulder? Now you have a half black, half white woman, half black, half Indian woman, president, vice president, and the first man of the, or second, well, I don't even know what they consider the vice presidents. They're nobodies. They're just the vice president's wife or husband. But you would have a royal as in the they don't even go in the Oval Office or in the White House. They're in some Navy base or something. They're somewhere else. They don't even get proper security detail. I don't think it'll ever happen. I mean, I don't know. It's just speculatory according to these stories anyway. They aren't even talking about it. I think she's too young. She's like 30 some odd years old, isn't she? So why would she want to ruin her life like that and be placed in the political arena? I mean, just be the Duchess of Sussex and just enjoy your life. She's 39. She might be 40 by now. I don't know when this article came up, but we can go to a more reputable source, and actually it won't be on here. You know, and see what happens. So Meghan Markle she's born in 1981, so she'll be 40 in August. So that would make her running for president or vice president in 3 years? So she would be about 42. years old, 43. I don't know. It's not too young. Wasn't Barack Obama in his 40s, but he was a senator. So that's the thing. And he was great speech, giver. He was an orator. And Barack Obama. I remember when I moved to LA, 2003, and I was working at this gym called Crunch. And this was in 2004, like early 2004. And his personal trainer named Lee came up to my desk and he's like, man, this guy, Barack Obama from Chicago, is giving a speech. You should check him out, man. This guy's great. This is a white guy, He's like, this guy's great speech, ability. You should listen to him. This guy's going to go far, something to that effect. And I was like, I don't care. I'm not into politics. I wasn't into politics at all at that point. And lo and behold, the brother became president. And I remember that so vividly. 2008, I was working at the Beverly Hills Hotel, and people were going crazy when Barack Obama became president. I would see they were like dancing in the streets. It was like some music video, literally. Like people were hanging out the side of their cars, driving down Sunset, doing donuts at the intersection and shit. Like they just hit the number. Like they just won a $60 million Powerball or something. And you couldn't buy newspapers, because he's on the cover and this is like history, first black president and so on and so forth. They were buying all these collector's items and people were selling the papers for way too much money and so on. Like they would just go in and put in, 50 cents and then take the whole stack, which I don't even know if they have news machines like paper machines like that anymore. Anyway, I don't see them anymore. But yeah, so we'll see what happens. I'm rambling. We're going to get out of here. If you're listening, thanks for listening. If you're on Spotify or Apple Podcasts or Amazon or wherever you're listening, I appreciate it. Please like and review. That's how these pods get more exposure. And if you're listening or watching on YouTube, please rate, review, and subscribe. That helps us out immensely. It helps keep us ranked. And that's just what's up. So hit the Cash App if you want to help us keep the lights on, or food in my stomach, or allergy meds in my body, so that you don't have to listen to me suffer the way I'm suffering. Such a tough life. I know. I've got allergies. Boo-hoo, right? Anyway, guys, we're out of here. Who news? We'll see you when we see you. And thanks for listening. And I'm out. Peace.